Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
On the national news this hour from Babagagede Imo Television, first the headlines. Senate demands sanctions for custom officers misusing firearms at borders. Governor Uzodinma denies blocking Tinubu from releasing Nnamdi Kanu, accuses PDP of a blackmail. Governors have refused to sign 5,000 death warrants. Prisons. We are part of Ondo, not Ogun, community replies Deputy Governor. On sport, Togo loses out as CAF gives Auburn all clear to play for Super Eagles in World Cup qualifiers. I am Morire Rabilalawa, the news in detail. The Senate on Tuesday demanded that erring personnel of the Nigerian Customs Service who misuse their firearms at the nation's border should be punished. During plenary, the upper chamber asked the NCS to reduce the number of checkpoints at border communities to aid free flow of goods. It adopted the recommendations of an ad hoc committee 4 months after setting up the committee to probe the alleged misuse of firearms. Presenting the report at the parliament, the chair of the committee, Francis Fadausi, said the controller at the Idiroko and Katsina borders should be replaced with new ones. Federal government should direct the Controller General of Customs and other heads of security agencies to reduce the multiple checkpoints mounted in border communities, Fadausi said. It will aid free flow of goods in and around the communities to the main town and around the markets in the border communities. The upper chamber specifically asked the federal government to direct the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale, to reduce the multiple checkpoints in Katsina State to enable free flow of goods in and out of the communities. The Senate also adopted the recommendation that the Customs Boards redeploy the controllers of Katsina and adopt modern technology in discharging its mandate. The Controller General of Customs should investigate and review all alleged issuance of unofficial receipts to traders and non-traders in Jibia and Meadua, Katsina State by officials of Customs and other security agencies. The Controller General of Customs should redeploy the controllers of Katsina, Kaduna, and the Idiroko area command and appoint replacement who should establish a good community engagement program. This will create a healthy relationship, make the custom realize its mandate without being insensitive to the yearnings and aspirations of the people of the communities in the states. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has denied allegations that he blocked President Bola Tinubu from facilitating the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Uzodinma accused the PDP of using the story as a form of blackmail ahead of Saturday's governorship election in the state. In a heat statement issued by a special advisor on public communications, Collins Ugala, Governor Uzodinma stated that the PDP had resorted to blackmail due to their realization that they might lose the upcoming governorship election. He maintained that the story of him preventing Tinubu from facilitating Kanu's release is entirely false. Moving on to the next story, Nigerian Correctional Service has disclosed that out of over 80,000 inmates in their centers, 5,000 that are supposed to die by hanging are still occupying spaces because state governors are not signing the death warrant. The service also disclosed that 50,000 of the total inmates in their custody are awaiting trials, making their centers congested. The Controller General of the Correctional Service, Aliru Nababa, said that these are the Public and Private Development Center, access to justice Pali, and the launch of the Court Administration and Case Management and the Reforming Pre-Trial Detention in Nigeria Phase 2 projects. Represented by Gimba Manu, an Assistant Controller General in charge of Correctional Service, the CG said the prisons are congested, adding that they welcome every effort aimed at decongesting the correctional centers. He stated as of today we have about 80 to 20 inmates, 50,000 are went to trial, while about 5,000 are for death sentences. We are happy with the PPDC because they will be providing legal support to 1,700 detainees per year. If this can be done, which I know it will be done, our correctional centers that are highly congested will now be freed. Iro community in Ilaje Council has faulted the claim by the Ogun State government that the community is not part of Ondo State. According to the regent of the community, Princess Adeyinka Abejoye Ogunyemi, our people were prepared to endure any hardship to resist the purported territorial ambitions of the Ogun State government. While faulting the claim made by the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Noimot Salako Oyedele, that Iro Kingdom was part of Ondo State, Adeboye Ogunyemi said, Nothing will change the reality that the kingdom remained within Ondo State. Abejoye Ogunyemi maintained that the move by the Ogun State to make Iro Kingdom part of the Ijebu Traditional Council was due to the now moribund multi-million-dollar Olokola project. Speaking through the Olorokun Palace Secretary, Prince Emmanuel Ogunbajo, the Olorokun of Iro Kingdom said the Ogun State government had no business rejecting our appointment as regent on the false claim that the Iro Kingdom was part of Ogun State. It cannot be overemphasized that apart from ambitious territorial claims, Ogun State has no presence in any of the constituent communities of Iro Kingdom, where limited access to social amenities, including secondary school, is from Ondo State. A self-proclaimed prophet in Ogun State, simply identified as Pastor Sunday, has been arrested after allegedly kidnapping a lady days before her wedding. In a statement made available to journalists on Tuesday, the State Police Command confirmed that the cleric, who is affiliated with the Cherubim and Seraphim Church in the Agbado area of Ogun State, had abducted his 21-year-old victim, identified as Aliu Blessing, 7 months ago. It was gathered that the victim had gone to seek spiritual help for the ailing sister when the pastor prophesied that she would die on her wedding day if she refused to have sexual intercourse with her. The pastor was also alleged to have claimed that any man would try to have a sexual intercourse relationship with her other than him would also die. Following the alleged deception and prophecies, the pastor was said to have allegedly abducted the lady on February 2, 2023 to an unknown location, throwing the family into pain and disarray. After over 7 months of alleged abduction, the victim's uncle, Ali Yusuf, told the police that the family was shocked when Blessing would return home on November 5, 2023, narrated how Sunday took her to his family house in Ilaro and subsequently to a hotel, where he was alleged to have had multiple and act with her. Speaking on the suspect's arrest, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Omolola Odetola, said Sunday had confessed to the allegations against him and would be prosecuted. The command spokesperson also disclosed that the victim had been taken to hospital after showing signs of mental disorder. Wumi, the wife of the late singer Mohbad, speaks on the reason why the singer had to be taken to hospital on a bike as she gives more details into the event that led to his demise. Mohbad's wife appeared before the coroner in Lagos on Tuesday to give an account of the event that led up to the day her husband Mohbad died. She had stated that he sustained injury as a result of his fight with his friend Prime Boy. In further narration, she revealed that when they got home, it was not until 48 hours later that they had a nurse home to treat his injuries. Mohbad did not go to hospital sake of reasons which I will still later discuss. That Monday, 11 September, he noticed that I did not really follow him talking about the way he behaved on Sunday when the fight happened. He begged me not to be angry because he came to show me the hand that hurt him. I asked him why, which Wumi later gave in some revelations. She said that the nurse which came was called by labor spending because Mohbad's nurse wasn't around. In further narration, she said that she left the nurse and Mohbad together and entered the kitchen since she left something on the fire. And when she returned, she heard the singer telling the nurse to remove the injection because of how uncomfortable they were for him. Additionally, she mentioned that before the nurse began work on him, she and Ajishigiri Sultan Ayobami DJ Bami informed the medic about his ulcer condition so she can be careful of the kind of injection the nurse would administer. I ran out to go find help because mechanics still repairing our car. I shouted for help from neighbors and was the reason why we took him on bike to the hospital. In a testimony, she explained that the driver touched Mohbad's hand and declared that it had gotten cold, and this made her leave the car immediately to get a bike to the hospital. A car dealer in Ijebu, Ogun State, has been left distraught after a prospective buyer tricked him and made away with a vehicle using a fake payment alert. Olatubosun Gafar 39 disclosed that the customer, identified as Shegun Okwemi, had come to inspect a 2014 Toyota Camry model on Wednesday. He returned the next day, claimed to have transferred 6.2 million naira and even sent a payment receipt. After requesting to test drive the car, Okoyemi called his mother and said he was bringing her new car to see. When Gafar got a call to return for paperwork, Okoyemi pleaded to quickly see his mother, gave the dealer 50,000 naira and sped off in the car. Gafar realized the payment was fake after waiting in vain for it to reflect. The customer's number has since been unreachable. Preliminary police report indicates the transaction involved elements of hypnotism. The distraught car dealer said he feels traumatized after being conned. He reported the theft at the area command in Ijebu-Ode, but the vehicle and suspects are yet to be tracked down. Police PRO Omolola Odutola promised to revert after concluding other tasks. A HIV-positive prison officer who had a call with a girl knowing he had the incurable virus has been locked up for 22 years. Martin Richard, 50, did the act with the girl and made her wait agonisingly to find out if she had contracted the disease. The victim's mom said, "We are devastated for her and what she's been through. We can only hope she can start to heal and start to trust again. He has stolen so much of her. He is a dangerous pedophile who has no place in society. From today, we hope to move forward with the knowledge he will be in prison for a very long time," she went on. "Until we could be sure she didn't have HIV, she had to take several tablets. She would get to this stress when taking them before she gets sick." Richard admitted 3 charges of the acts and a lady of her age causing her to watch a sexual and perverting course of justice in relation to letters he sent to the victim's family, trying to get the charges dropped. He was convicted by a jury of offenses, rape, sexual assault, and causing or inciting or damage to a girl engaging in sexual activity. George Gavino said the attack was sickening. A particularly shocking element of this case was that the defendant was HIV and AIDS positive at the time of his offending, and he knew he was. However, Mr. Richard took the risk it might have been. This is a serious aggravating factor. On top of his 22-year jail sentence, Richard of Choppington, Northumberland, must join the sex offenders register and abide by sexual harm prevention order for life. And to the sports story. The international future of Gent of Belgium free-scoring striker Gift Orban has been settled in favor of Nigeria. Orban was handed a first-time call-up to the senior national team of Nigeria after ending last season with 20 goals from 22 games, following his move to the Belgium side from second division Norwegian side Stabæk. He was listed among the players for the team's last AFCON qualifiers against Sao Tome and Principe. However, he failed to make the matchday squad for the game with the head coach Jose Peseiro citing a knock he picked up in training. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some headlines. Senate demands sanction for custom officers misusing firearms at borders. Governor Uzodinma denies blocking Tinubu from releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, accuses PDP of blackmail. Governors have refused to sign 5,000 death warrants. Prisons. We are part of Ondo, not Ogun. Community replies Deputy Governor. Prophet who kidnapped lady days to her wedding, ER for 7 months, arrested. On sports, Togo loses out as CAF gives Orban all clear to play for Super Eagles of Nigeria in World Cup qualifiers. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For other placement executing services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Lawa. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.